Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk to you about not such an artisanal house. Some even call it a designer, because the house is of course designer. Ford Plum japonais. I personally do not agree that this private blend collection is by nature a designer scent. I would categorize it as niche, and because most of these scents are not mass appealing to the extent that designers are, and are not so simple in composition. They are actually quite complex. When I did my transition from niche and designers to artisanal, most niche brands fell off for me pretty hard. I'm not interested in them anymore, but some of them didn't leave my collection. They're still here, and for various reasons I still value them in my possession. One of these houses are Tom Ford private blend, and some cases even signature line. Serge Lutens, of course, some vintage creeds, Frederick Malls. I have few houses that I still value highly in perfumery for what they brought, for what they stood for back then, and for innovation in sense of that time. As most of you maybe know already, Plum japonais is a pretty rare and sought after fragrance, and the main reason, of course, is because it's discontinued. But not only that, I found that people are very fascinated with the note of plum in perfumery. Many fragrances with plum in the note tree are beloved and sought after. For example, Plum japonais, from example Bond number 9 Andy Warhol, for example this Serge Lutens Feminita Du Bois. I will talk about it, why it is here. For example, Slumber House Sova. Plenty fragrances. I'm not sure why people are so interested in plum, but they absolutely are. So, as you probably already guessed, main star of the show in this fragrance is plum. Like with most darker Tom Ford private collection fragrances, this is a dark resinous sweet scent. It is, for me now, it's very wearable, very sweet, very gourmandish even. I have no problems wearing it anywhere or everywhere, but for a beginner noses, this can still be a little bit challenging. Not the extent of artisanal by any means, but I mean, like, if you come here from some blue light scents, this is different. It even has wood note and pyramid if you look at that fragrantica, but again, if there's wood, it's very minuscule amounts and I can't pick up any of it. Doesn't mean that the scent is bad, absolutely not. Synthetic wood is a very annoying note to my nose. I can't handle it in some fragrances like Initio Wood for Greatness. I despise that smell. But here it's not present, it's not in any way, shape or form similar to any synthetic woods of today's world. This is basically maybe providing a woody base note, and that's about it. I used to wear this fragrance Plum Japonais for New Year's many times before I entered the artisanal phase of my collecting. I find that people enjoy it. It has good projection, good performance. It is boozy. It is ambery. The plum is pretty unique, even though I mentioned like 5 or 6 fragrances that has plum noticeable in its nose list and in the air. It still, especially when this was released, was a novelty. And to this day, mass marketed fragrances plum is not very popular or very often seen note. Now, why do I have this Serge Lutens Feminita Du Bois with me? I will definitely do a separate review of this legendary fragrance. It has a very interesting story I would like to tell, but today the start of the show is this. Serge Lutens Feminita Du Bois is here because as you probably can imagine, Plum Japonais by now is close to impossible to get and very expensive, and Feminita Du Bois is absolutely not. And I am not saying they're identical or could replace one another, but as far as the same position in your wardrobe, they would definitely fill the same spot. It is also with plum, it's also boozy, it's also ambery, it also has a very similarly sweet resins. I would even say that this is like a little bit lighter flanker of Plum Japonais. Of course, they have plenty of differences, and if people try to argue with me that I'm talking nonsense, I won't argue back. Everyone knows it's different. But for me personally, when I started to see that my Plum Japonais bottle is getting pretty low, I just started using this, because finding Feminita Du Bois is 100 times easier and probably 5 times cheaper. So probably the main takeaway from this video from me would be, if you are a fan of Plum Japonais but you're not a fan of paying 400 euros of Tom Ford fragrance, just get this. If you can get a little bit older bottle like mine with white label, even better, and I promise you won't be disappointed with your acquisition. And for all plum lovers that are finishing their Plum Japonais bottle or wish to try something similar, I'd say buy this. Yeah, so that was my review. Thank you as always for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. I appreciate all of you. And please have a good night.